I signed a marriage contract with the coldest CEO in the city. Everyone said I was crazy. They said Adrian Blackwell had no heart, no feelings, and no mercy. They were right. But nobody knew the secret hidden behind his perfect suit. The man who controlled the billion-dollar day was secretly losing everything. And the only woman who could save him was the woman he was ordered to destroy. My name is Elena Moore, and the day I married Adrian Blackwell, I thought I was selling my freedom. I never expected I was becoming the only person who could expose the biggest lie in his life. The first time I met Adrian Blackwell, he didn't even look at me. That was the part everyone remembered. The famous CEO walked into the hotel ballroom. Hundreds of people turned toward him. Investors, reporters, business partners. Everyone wanted his attention, because Adrian Blackwell was not just rich, he was powerful. At 32 years old, he controlled Blackwell Global, one of the fastest-growing companies in the world. People called him the Ice King. Not because he was calm, because he was impossible to reach. He never smiled. He never trusted anyone, and according to every magazine article, he had never loved anyone. I was standing near the entrance with a glass of champagne when he walked past me. He stopped. For 1 second, only 1 second, his eyes met mine, and his expression changed. Not much, but enough. Shock. Confusion. Almost fear. Then it disappeared. He turned away. I thought it was strange. I had no idea that moment would change both our lives. Miss Moore. A man in a black suit approached me. I recognized him immediately. Daniel Reed, Adrian Blackwell's assistant. He was famous for knowing everything before everyone else. Yes, he handed me a folder. Mr. Blackwell wants you to read this. I looked at the folder. What is it? A contract. I laughed. A business contract. Daniel looked uncomfortable. No. A marriage contract. I thought I had heard wrong. Excuse me. Daniel didn't react. Adrian Blackwell wants to marry you. I almost dropped my glass. Is this some kind of joke? No. Why me? Daniel stayed silent. That silence bothered me. Because rich people never stayed silent unless the answer was dangerous. I opened the folder. The first page had one sentence: marriage agreement between Adrian Blackwell and Elena Moore. The second page had conditions: 1-year marriage, public relationship, no emotional attachment, complete privacy, and a payment large enough to change my entire life. I looked up. He thinks he can buy me? Daniel shook his head. No. Then what does he think? Daniel answered, he thinks you are the only person who can save his company. I frowned. That makes no sense. It will. How? Daniel looked toward Adrian. He will explain. Adrian was waiting in his private office. The room was exactly like him. Cold. Perfect. Empty. He stood near the window, looking at the city. You read the contract? I placed it on his desk. Yes, and? I refuse. He finally turned around. Most people would have been intimidated. I wasn't. Maybe because I was angry. You don't even know me. I know enough. No, you don't. He walked closer. You are Elena Moore, 27, graduated from Westbridge University. Your father disappeared when you were 15. Your mother died 3 years. You work 3 jobs because you refuse help. I stared. You investigated me. Yes, that's not normal. No, it is necessary. I crossed my arms. Why? He looked at me. For the first time, I saw something behind his cold expression. Pain. My company is being attacked. By competitors. No. By someone inside. I frowned. And you need a wife? Yes. That is ridiculous. He opened a drawer. Inside was a newspaper, a photo, a headline. Blackwell Hayar accused of financial fraud. I looked at the article, then at him. He nodded. Someone is trying to destroy my reputation. Marriage fixes that. In my world, reputation is everything. I laughed. So you need a perfect image? No. He looked directly at me. I need someone nobody can control. That surprised me. Why me? His answer was quiet. Because you hate me. I froze. What? You are the only person in this city who has publicly insulted me. I remembered, a month earlier, at a charity event, I had accidentally spilled coffee on his expensive suit. When he blamed me, I told him money doesn't make you better than people. Everyone had been shocked, including him. You remember? Yes. And you still want to marry me? Yes. Why? He looked away. Because I trust people who are not afraid of me. That was the first time I saw Adrian Blackwell as a person, not a CEO, not a billionaire, a lonely man. I still said no, at least, I thought I did. Until I returned home, my apartment door was open. I froze. I never left it open. Someone had entered. My first thought was robbery. My second thought was worse. Someone was looking for me. I walked inside carefully. Everything looked normal, too normal. Then I saw the envelope on my table. No name, no address, only one sentence. Stop investigating Adrian Blackwell. My heart tightened. Because I had not told anyone I was considering his offer. Inside the envelope was a photo of me, taken that morning, from outside the hotel. Someone had been watching me. Then my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. A distorted voice said, "Stay away from Adrian Blackwell, or you will disappear like your father." My blood went cold, because nobody knew about my father. Nobody. I whispered. Who are you? The call ended. The next morning I accepted Adrian's marriage offer. Not because of the money, not because I wanted his world, because someone had just reminded me of the biggest mystery in my life. My father's disappearance, and somehow, Adrian Blackwell was connected. When I arrived at Blackwell Tower, Adrian looked surprised. You changed your mind? Yes, why? I looked at him. I have conditions. He raised an eyebrow. Such as? No lies. He was silent. Impossible, I smiled. Then we already have a problem. For the first time, Adrian almost smiled. Almost, fine. My conditions, I continued. If we get married, I want access. And to your company records. His expression changed instantly. No. Then no marriage. The room became silent. Nobody spoke to Adrian Blackwell like that. Nobody. But instead of getting angry, he agreed. Fine. I was surprised. Really? Yes. Why? He looked at me. Because you are not asking for money. You are looking for something. I froze. Because he was right, and that meant one thing. Adrian Blackwell already knew my secret. 3 days later, the entire world saw the announcement. CEO, Adrian Blackwell marries Elena Moore. The internet exploded. People called me a gold digger. They said I trapped him. They said I was not good enough. I ignored them. Because I knew something they didn't. This marriage was fake, but the danger was real. The wedding was held privately. Only close family and executives attended. After the ceremony, Adrian and I stood together for photographs. His hand rested on my waist. His expression was cold, perfect, a performance, until the cameras turned away. Then he whispered, "Someone in this room wants you dead." I looked at him. What? He kept smiling for the cameras. Do not look around. My heartbeat increased. How do you know? Because they just sent me a message. What message? His fingers tightened slightly. The same message they sent me 5 years ago, I whispered. What did it say? Adrian looked at me. The Blackwell Empire belongs to us. Then, his phone buzzed. He checked the screen. His face changed. For the first time, I saw real fear. I asked, "What happened?" He showed me the message, a photo, a person standing outside the wedding hall, my father, alive, and underneath the photo were 6 words, YOURWIFE, NENOWSTHETRUTH. The photo stayed on Adrian's phone, my father, alive, standing outside the wedding hall. For a few seconds, I forgot how to breathe, because for 12 years I had believed the same story. My father was gone. No explanation, no goodbye, no body. Just an empty house and a family. Forced to accept the impossible. But now, a stranger had sent me proof that he was alive. I grabbed Adrian's phone. "Who sent this?" He took it back quickly. "I don't know." "You are lying." His eyes narrowed. "Careful." "No." I stepped closer. "You know something about my father." The Photographers were still around us, the guests were still smiling. Everyone thought they were watching a beautiful CEO wedding. Nobody knew the bride was seconds away from breaking down. Adrian lowered his voice. Not here, then where? My office. No, I looked at him. Your office is where secrets disappear. For the first time, he looked surprised. You really don't trust anyone, I laughed softly. Neither do you. That stopped him, because it was true. Two strangers, two damaged people, two people forced into a fake marriage because of secrets. Neither understood. Inside Blackwell Tower, Adrian locked the office door. Then he placed the phone on the table. I didn't know your father was alive. I stared at him, but you knew he disappeared. Yes, how? Adrian walked toward the window. Because my father was involved, I froze. Your father? He nodded. 5 years ago, before he died, he told me never to look into the Carter family. My heart tightened. My father's name is Carter. I know. How? Adrian turned around. Because your father was the person who almost destroyed my family. The room became silent. I felt anger rise. You expect me to believe that? I don't expect you to believe anything. Then tell me the truth. He looked at me. My father, Richard Blackwell, built this company with one partner, your father. I frowned. My father was a businessman. Yes, that's impossible. No, Adrian. Opened a hidden file. Inside were old documents. Contracts, photos. My father standing beside Richard Blackwell, both smiling, both younger, both powerful. I stared. The man in the photo looked nothing like the father I remembered. My father was gentle, quiet, the person in brass. The photo looked like someone who controlled millions. What happened? Adrian answered. They created Blackwell Corporation together. I looked at him. Then why did my father disappear? Adrian's expression darkened. Because he discovered the company was built on a secret. What secret? He hesitated. That hesitation made me angry. Again? Another secret? You all do this. He looked at me. What? Everyone knows the truth except me. My voice broke slightly. You all decide what I deserve to know. Adrian was quiet. Then he said something I didn't expect. You're right. I looked at him. He continued. And I hate that. The honesty surprised me, because Adrian Blackwell was not supposed to apologize. Not to anyone. That night, I moved into Adrian's mansion. The world called it a dream, a billionaire's wife, a luxury home, perfect life, but nobody saw the reality. Two strangers sleeping in separate rooms, a marriage contract hidden in a drawer, security guards watching every corner, and a secret enemy waiting. I walked through the mansion alone. Then, I found something, a room at the end of the hallway, locked. I tried the handle, nothing. I turned around. Adrian was standing behind me. How long have you been there? Long enough. What's inside? Nothing. I smiled. That is the worst answer you could give. He looked at the door. This room belonged to my mother. I stopped. You never open it. No. Why? Because she died inside. The cold CEO suddenly sounded like a broken man. I didn't know what to say. Then I noticed something. A small symbol carved into the door. A circle with a line through it. My stomach dropped. Because I had seen that symbol before on the envelope threatening me, on the files about my father. I touched it. Adrian grabbed my hand. Don't. Why? His voice changed. Because whoever put that symbol there wanted us to find it. The next morning, Adrian's company stock collapsed. The news spread everywhere. BLACKWLL. DAC. Investors. Panic. CEOs. Secret MAR. RIAG. QUKES. TIOND. I watched the headlines. This is because of me. Adrian shook his head. No, it started before you. Then why did they mention my marriage? Because they want you emotional. I looked at him. You think I'm weak? No, he looked serious. I think you are the only thing they cannot predict. That sentence stayed with me, because everyone else saw me as a poor woman who married a billionaire, but Adrian saw something else. A threat. At noon, we received an invitation. A private business. Meeting location, the Blackwell Family Club. Adrian immediately refused. No, I looked at him. Why? Because it's a trap. Then we go. He stared. That is your plan? Yes. Walk into a trap? No. I smiled. Walk into a trap prepared for us. He almost smiled again. You are impossible. And you married me. A strange silence appeared. For 1 second, the fake marriage felt less fake. Then his phone rang. He answered. His expression changed. What? I watched him. What happened? He ended the call. The person who sent the photo. What about them? Adrian looked at me. They sent another message. What did it say? He turned the screen toward me. 3 words. She knows everything. I frowned. Who is she? Adrian didn't answer, because another message appeared, this time with a photo, a woman. Standing beside my father, my mother, the woman I buried 12 years ago alive. And smiling underneath the picture was a sentence. You, our parents, never left you, to left you, to him. I looked at Adrian, he looked at me, and for the first time since our marriage, neither of us knew what to say, because the biggest secret was no longer about our enemies. It was about the people who created us. The photo of my mother stayed on the screen. Alive, smiling. Standing beside my father. For years I had visited her grave. For years I had believed I was the only person left carrying the pain. But now, the person I missed every day was somewhere in this world, and she had chosen not to find me. That hurt more than death. I looked at Adrian. Did you know? His answer came immediately. No, I watched his eyes. Looking for hesitation, looking for a lie. There was none. For some reason, I believed him, maybe, because Adrian was many things: cold, difficult, controlling. But he was terrible at pretending when he was shocked. What do we do? He stared at the photo. We find them. The Blackwell Family Club was the oldest private organization in the city. Only billionaires, politicians, and people with dangerous secrets could enter. When Adrian and I arrived, every person turned toward us. The CEO and his mysterious wife. Everyone wanted to know who I was. Nobody knew I was searching for my supposedly dead parents. Inside the private room, Adrian's uncle, Vincent Blackwell, was waiting. He smiled when he saw me. Congratulations. Your marriage is already the biggest news of the year. I sat down, cut the act. His smile disappeared slightly. Excuse me. I know someone is attacking Blackwell Corporation. I know. Someone knows my parents are alive, and I know your family has been hiding something. The room became silent. Adrian looked at me. I knew what he was thinking. I was supposed to be careful, but I was tired of being careful. Careful people stayed ignorant. Vincent looked at Adrian. Your wife is brave, Adrian answered coldly. She is not my weakness. Vincent smiled. No. She might be your biggest weapon. That sentence made Adrian's expression change. Because Vincent was right. Vincent placed an old file on the table. This is why your marriage happened. I looked at him. You arranged it? No. Then who? Nobody answered again. The same pattern. I opened the file myself. Inside was a company record, Blau, Carter, Partnership, my father's name, Richard Blackwell's name, and one hidden agreement, Prater's, Pless. I looked at Adrian. What is Project Eclipse? His face became serious. I don't know. That surprised me, because Adrian Blackwell admitting ignorance was rare. Vincent continued. Your fathers created Project Eclipse 20 years ago. What was it? A system. What kind of system? A system that could predict financial movements before they happened. I frowned. Like artificial intelligence? Vincent shook his head. More than that. It could identify who would rise and who would fall. I stared. That's impossible. No. Vincent looked at Adrian. Your fathers created something powerful enough to change the world. Then why hide it? Because they realized something. What? The person who controls the system controls everything. The room became colder. Adrian stood. You are saying someone is using Eclipse now? Vincent nodded. Who? Vincent looked at me. That is the problem. Eclipse only responds to one bloodline. My heart tightened. Carter. Vincent nodded. Your family, I laughed. This is insane. No, Vincent leaned forward. It explains everything. Your father disappeared because he refused to give control away. Your mother disappeared because she helped him, and now. He looked at Adrian. Someone forced you to marry her. I froze. What? Adrian's expression changed. What did you say? Vincent smiled. You thought the marriage was your idea? Silence. I turned slowly toward Adrian. He looked genuinely confused. I chose the marriage. Did you? Vincent pushed another document forward, a hidden agreement, signed 6 months before Adrian met me. My name, my photo, my information. Already prepared, I stared. No, Vincent smiled. The two of you were chosen long before you met. The room suddenly lost power. Every light turned off. Security alarms started. Adrian immediately moved in front of me. A natural reaction, not a CEO reaction, a husband reaction. Even if our marriage was fake, that moment felt real. A voice came from the speakers. Adrian Blackwell. Everyone froze. Return the Carter heir. Adrian looked at the ceiling. Who are you? The voice laughed. The person who created your marriage. My blood ran cold. I whispered, created? The voice continued. Ethan and Adrian, you were never enemies. You were never allies. You were pieces. The lights returned, but Vincent was gone. The door was open. Only one thing remained on the table, a small black box. Adrian picked it up. A message appeared. Open only when the two hearts trust each other. I stared. What is this? Adrian looked at the box. I don't know. Then his phone rang. Unknown number, he answered. A woman's voice came through. My mother. Adrian, he froze. Because he recognized her. Where is Elena? I grabbed the phone. Mom. Silence. Then a soft voice. Elena. I almost cried. You're alive. Yes. Why? Did you leave me? The silence on the other end was painful. Then she said, because staying with you would have killed you. I closed my eyes. You could have told me. No. Why? Because the person hunting us was closer than you think. I looked at Adrian. He understood immediately. Who? My mother whispered, the person who arranged your marriage. The call suddenly cut. Then a final message appeared, not from my mother, from the enemy. You tar us did the WRONG CEO. I looked at Adrian, and for the first time, a terrifying thought appeared. Protecting me. What if Adrian was the reason I was in danger? The message remained on Adrian's phone. YOUTRUSTD, THEWRONG CEO. I stared at those words. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, a minute. I wanted to laugh, because after everything I had discovered, another betrayal almost felt normal. My entire life had become a chain of hidden truths. My father was alive, my mother was alive, my marriage was planned, and now, the man standing beside me might be the person who started everything. I slowly stepped away from Adrian. His eyes changed immediately. Not anger, pain, Alia. I shook my head. Don't. Let me explain. That's what everyone says. My voice became colder. Every person who lied to me always says they have a reason. Adrian looked at the phone. I don't know who sent this. But you know something. He didn't answer. That was enough. I laughed softly. Of course, another secret. I left Blackwell Tower that night. The media thought I was running away from my billionaire husband. They were wrong. I was running away from a man I didn't know if I could trust. I returned to my old apartment, the same small place where I had lived before Adrian entered my life. The same walls, the same furniture, the same loneliness. But now everything felt different, because I knew my old life had been fake too. Someone had been watching me. Someone had been protecting me, controlling my future. At midnight, someone knocked. I grabbed the nearest object. The door opened. I froze. It was Adrian. You followed me? No. Then how did you find me? He looked away. I understood. He had tracked me. You really don't know how to respect privacy. I learned from dangerous people. That answer surprised me. Because he wasn't defending himself. He was admitting it. I crossed my arms. Why are you here? To tell you the truth. I almost smiled. Now? Yes, after everything? Yes. He stepped inside. Then he placed a folder on the table. This is everything I know. I opened it. Inside were records, photos, investigation reports, and one name repeated everywhere. Project Eclipse. What is this? My father's hidden project, and you knew. I knew there was something, not the details. I looked at him. Why didn't you tell me? His expression became painful. Because I was afraid. That answer shocked me. Afraid of what? You. I frowned. Me? Yes. He looked at the documents. Because the more I investigated your family, the more I realized you were connected to everything. I stayed silent, and then I met you. He looked at me. And you were nothing like what I expected. My heart moved slightly. I hated that. Because I wanted to stay angry. Anger was easier. Adrian continued. The marriage contract wasn't created by me. I looked at him. What? I found it in my father's old files. Before I met you, remembered the document, my name, my information, already prepared. So someone planned us, yes, who? Adrian shook his head, I don't know. Then he said something worse, but I found out something else. What? The person who created the marriage was not trying to destroy us. I frowned. Then what? They wanted us together. I froze. Why? Adrian looked at me. Because Project Eclipse requires two people. Two, yes, your bloodline, and mine. I stared. Blackwell and Carter. He nodded. The system was designed by our fathers, for both families. I looked at the folder. So our families were never enemies. No, they were partners. Until someone made them enemies. The next morning Adrian brought me to an abandoned Blackwell property. A place that didn't exist on any public record. The building looked old, forgotten, but the security system was advanced. How long has this existed? 20 years. And nobody knows, only my father, and yours. I looked at him. My father knew about this place. Yes, inside was a hidden laboratory, screens, computers, old technology, and in the center, a locked glass room. Inside was a machine. Stared. What is that? Adrian answered. Project Eclipse. The machine suddenly turned on. A screen displayed two names. Adrian Belakwell. I stepped back. My name, not more, Carter. My entire identity changed in 1 second. I looked at Adrian. My mother changed my name. Yes, why? To hide you. I looked at the machine. Then another message appeared. Welcome back, original operators. A recording started, my father's voice. I almost collapsed. By Lena, tears filled my eyes. My father, after all these years. By the time you hear this, I may no longer be able to protect you. I touched the screen. Dad, his voice continued, I know you will hate me. You have every right, but everything I did was to keep you alive. The recording paused. Then another voice appeared. Adrian's father, Richard Blackwell. I made the same mistake. The two men were together, working together, not enemies. My father continued. Eclipse was never created to control the world. It was created to prevent people from controlling it. I frowned. Then why was everyone fighting over it? The answer appeared. A third message. Axe, denied, unknown. Adrian looked at the screen. That's impossible. What? Eclipse has no owner. Then who locked it? The machine answered. A new name appeared. The original creator. I stared. Your father. Adrian shook his head. No, then who? The screen displayed an old photograph. A woman, standing between my father and Richard Blackwell. I recognized her immediately, because I had seen her face before, in my mother's old photos, the woman everyone thought was dead. My grandmother. The machine displayed one final message. Then the door behind us locked. A voice came from the speakers. "Hello, children." My blood froze, because the voice belonged to the woman in the photo, my grandmother, the woman who was supposed to have died 30 years ago, and she said, "I have been waiting for both of you."